Good evening. We're at the quarter-final stage of the FA Cup, and two of those matches for you tonight. Arsenal v Cambridge and Norwich against Nottingham Forest. Of course, everyone's been talking about Arsenal for the double, and there are definite parallels between their current team and the side that achieved that distinction 20 years ago. In '71, they had a great goalkeeper, Wilson. Never happened to him. Now they have Seaman, coached, of course, by Wilson. In '71, they had an outstanding captain, McClintock. Tony Adams has survived his personal problems to resume his superb leadership of the current team. George Graham used to provide the on-field inspiration.
Beatty away from George. Graham!
In '91, Michael Thomas does much the same.
Down the middle, a great run by Thomas. Oh, fabulous goal.
And 20 years ago, while Kennedy and Radford were the main striking partnership, it was often the genius of Charlie George that clinched things. Now Arsenal have a man called Merson who can turn any match for them.
Merson in possession, Winterburn outside. Kevin Campbell has made the run to the middle. Merson goes on and scores.
Cambridge United got to the 6th round from the 4th division last season. This time they've done it from the 3rd. And on the way, they've destroyed some of the leading sides in Division 2. They've beaten Wolves. They got past Middlesbrough. They destroyed Sheffield Wednesday.
Here they are. 4-0 in front as Dublin takes another gift.
We'll see Arsenal beat Cambridge. Stuart Pearce had the sort of World Cup experience last summer that could have produced a negative reaction. But there's nothing negative about Pearce. He's been having an inspirational season as the Forest captain. When Pearce tackles, they stay tackling. When Pearce goes forward, he's dangerous.
And Pearce! Oh, what a goal! That's brilliant!
Laws, Keane's cross. And here's Pearce, and it's 2-1.
And look out too for Pearce, the creator.
Pearce and Osman. well. It's Jemson! That's his hat-trick!
Forest were away to Norwich City, semi-finalists 2 years ago, and the team that this year put out the holders. Well, Trevor Brookings with us tonight, and Neil Warnock, whose Notts County team face Spurs at White Hart Lane tomorrow. He's joined us too. First action then at Highbury, Arsenal continuing the pursuit of that double against 3rd Division Cambridge. And the commentator is Tony Gubber.
Highbury acclaims an Arsenal team who, after 2 away wins, are now favourites to win the FA Cup and League double, and many feel set to be the dominant team of the 90s. And as the programme notes for today's quarter-final proudly point out, Arsenal's success built around homegrown players. 8 of Arsenal's 13 today graduated through the club's own youth policy, and the latest of them, 21-year-old David Hillier, who was captain of their FA Youth Cup winning team in 1988, is again preferred in midfield to Paul Davis, who's named as a substitute. Indeed, it's the same team and substitutes that played at both Liverpool and Shrewsbury. Well, it's a big day too for one youngster whom Arsenal rejected. Danny O'Shea played 9 games during 4 seasons at Highbury before they let him go at the age of 21. Now he's back as captain of 3rd Division Cambridge, who only came into the league back in 1970 and who are now playing the biggest match in their short history. And the 2 to look for, as Sheffield Wednesday found to their cost in the last round, are number 9 Dion Dublin and number 10 John Taylor, who between them have scored 77 goals in a little over a season and a half. Referee Ron Groves of Weston-super-Mare starts this 6-round FA Cup tie in an electrifying atmosphere here at Highbury. Severe test this will be of 3rd Division Cambridge, who are currently 9th in that league, just outside the playoff places, but because of their success in the FA Cup, have quite a lot of games in hand over the teams ahead of them. 10 there is John Taylor, second top scorer with 15. 5 of those have come in the FA Cup competition. This is Dublin, little flick on for his striking partner. And that was Tony Adams who just stretched to get that back. They really will have to be sharp at the back this afternoon, Arsenal. Linesman says it's still in play. Merson. And Wilkins brings it away. Well, early indication there for Arsenal of what they're up against. Little flick on from Dion Dublin was perfect for John Taylor. And Tony Adams really had to be sharp on his first match here back at Highbury since the middle of December. Forward by Hillier. Smith. That's a Cambridge ball. Good long throw. Came off bold. And Fenson will take it again, and he can really get good distance, can't he? Look at that. Well, Arsenal won't want to concede too many throws around their own penalty area if Fenson can get that sort of range. Cheetham knocks it forward for Dublin. Again, he uses his head. Oh, he's just pushed it a little bit too wide. Well, he does like to take it forward, juggling it with his forehead, doesn't he, Dion Dublin? Knocked forward by Mike Cheetham. And it just gets too far. He thought about the shot first of all, took it on his thigh, and then the angle had gone. O'Shea's header. And Wilkins out-jumped 2 Arsenal players, and the foot was up against John Taylor. Arsenal with a free kick. O'Leary will take it. He's looking for a target, and finally he picks out Smith. And they all appeal, and the linesman's given a goal kick. Well, there's the Cambridge manager, John Beck, and he continued his unorthodox approach. He had his team on the pitch half an hour before the kick-off, and they put down little markers and actually played a training session, much to the bewilderment of the Highbury crowd. Campbell. Came off the defender. In fact, Cambridge went through quite a workout. And the indications are of these first 5 minutes or so that they have more than matched Arsenal so far. Indeed, this is the furthest that Arsenal have really come forward. Lee Dixon waiting to take the throw. Smith got the flick on, Merson's there, and it was put over by Phil Chappell, the big number 5. So Arsenal get their first corner. Just approaching 7 minutes gone. Adams has come up from the back, there he is. Just standing with Smith on the edge of the penalty area as Merson prepares to take that. In fact, Adams did score the last time he played at Highbury against Wimbledon, a 2-2 draw. Safely taken by John Vaughan. And that's not what John Vaughan intended. And Smith had put him under pressure. And the Cambridge keeper putting it straight out of play. Winterburn with the throw. Campbell, Merson. Oh, good play. Chappell thought about going for that. He might have won it if he had, but he changed his mind. Merson across the 6-yard box. Oh! Well, there was a moment when Kimball could have got it away first time. He seemed to want 2 touches. Vaughan was able to gather it. Philpott. The cross is too deep. That was Winterburn's header. Adams comes. Taylor for Cheetham. And the Arsenal fullback got in the tackle. And he's got 2 to look for in Dublin and Taylor. Bold was between the pair of them. Fensham again. This time he crosses. Philpott. Goal kick. Well, the persistence of Paul Merson, who scored 3 goals in the last 4 games, created that position. And look at the hesitation here from Kimball on the far side. Maybe Vaughan shouted and told him to leave it, but he looked to have 2 or 3 chances to get it clear. No offside this time. Dixon keeps running. Merson's a target on the far side. He pulled it in to Campbell, and he might have taken Campbell a bit by surprise. Arsenal's best chance. 19 minutes gone, and the fullback Lee Dixon intelligently cutting that back to Kevin Campbell, who might just have been taken a little by surprise and miss what looked an easy target. Well, the obvious ball appeared to be Paul Merson, who was waving at the far post. Dixon had seen Campbell, and Arsenal have failed to score from the best chance so far. This is Fensham. Well, the last time Arsenal reached the semi-finals was back in 1983, when they lost to Manchester United. Winterburn's cross. Great goal! Campbell's glancing header, and it was just wide of John Vaughan. A really good cross by Nigel Winterburn. But what a perfectly glanced header this is by Kevin Campbell. The merest of touches, and it's right beyond the goalkeeper's fingers and in by the far post. And Campbell's 3rd goal of the season has given Arsenal the lead. Absolutely perfect header. They don't come any more precise than that. Well, John Beck, 13 months as the manager, now has to get his thinking cap on. Adams. And there was a push off the ball on Campbell. by Kimball. Free kick Arsenal, and just for a few moments, Cambridge have lost a little bit of their composure, having conceded that goal. And Dixon waiting to take the kick. He's waited because Bold has come up from the back. It's cut out by Ledbetter. Dixon again. This is Chappell. Oh, he's given it to the full-back, who's cut it back to Campbell. Smith! Brilliant save by Vaughan. Unbelievable save by Cambridge keeper. And before we look back at that, we'll have to wait and see the outcome of that. Well, it's a tremendous bit of football. Dixon again cut it back. He tried to find Campbell. It went through the legs. Smith must have thought he'd scored. George Graham, who was a player when Arsenal won the double in 1971, now perhaps poised to become the manager, as Arsenal become the first side to do the League and Cup double on 2 occasions. Whistle's gone. Free kick Arsenal. Merson's available, and he's kept it in, has he? Oh, it's right across the face of goal. And Vaughan had sold himself then. That free kick from Lee Dixon carried right across the penalty area to Paul Merson, who must have been 4 or 5 yards adrift of the far post. Vaughan came and didn't get it. Merson directed his header right across the face of goal. Well, he's outside the 6-yard box, and look how accurate that was. Finally put away by 6 Danny O'Shea for the corner. Michael Thomas. Flick on was by Campbell. Like a handball there. Oh, Adams strongly into the back of Dion Dublin. Gives Cambridge a free kick. With about 2.5 minutes to go to half-time. A chance for Cambridge to provide the sort of service that Dublin and Taylor want, of which they appear to be getting in the first 5 or 10 minutes. But they haven't had too much of since Arsenal took the lead. O'Shea will take it. Looking for Chappell. Merson, the only Arsenal player in Cambridge's half. O'Shea. Well, nobody had got back quickly enough to help their captain. He had to concede the throw. Hillier. Winterburn. Still Winterburn, well struck with the left foot, but always close to the keeper. Well, having made a bright start, Cambridge faded a little bit as First Division leaders Arsenal took control, and the goal by Campbell after 19 minutes certainly gave Arsenal cause to settle down, and they played their best football following that. But for a save by John Vaughan, point blank from Alan Smith, this 6-round cup tie could as well be over if Arsenal had gone 2-0 ahead. But at the moment it's still just the 1 goal. Half-time here at Highbury is Arsenal 1, Cambridge 0. Paul Davis on for Arsenal at the start of the second half. David Hillier not coming out, having taken a knock in the first 45 minutes. News from the dressing room is that it was a dead leg. And Arsenal concede an early corner. And just referring back to Paul Davis, having been dropped for the last 2 games in favour of David Hillier, may be glad that he's got 45 minutes to make his point. He'll have to start by defending. Philpott will take it. What a start it would be if Cambridge could level it here. And again, the whistle's gone. Cambridge have been guilty of pushing in the penalty area and have conceded a free kick. Chris Ledbetter. Arsenal appealed for offside. Well, John Beck did see his team get to Wembley last season. Although they were knocked out of the FA Cup at this same quarter-final stage, they were in the Division 4 playoff final, beating Chesterfield 1-0. Smith. Dixon. Merson. Oh, a good deep cross. Paul Davis is there, and he got high, and he got a good header. But it was right into the arms of Vaughan. Well, he'd have been delighted with that, wouldn't he, Paul Davis, having just come on as a substitute at the start of the second half. Look how high he gets. Dublin. Hall got there just before Taylor. Well, Taylor won that one, though. Cheetham feels for handball. Still Cheetham. Cross for Dublin. He got a touch. Oh, it's in! Dion Dublin! Looped it over the top of David Seaman. And Cambridge have equalised. So David Seaman won't keep a clean sheet in this match. What a great cross by Cheetham, and what an unorthodox finish by Dion Dublin. Maybe that's what confused Seaman. Now, where does it hit him? In fact, looking at it again, there may have even been a deflection off Tony Adams. He certainly won't want to claim it, Tony Adams. He'd be happy to give that to Dublin. O'Leary. Paul Davis. Oh, Merson's got loads of space into the penalty area. Oh, he took it on himself and whipped it across the face of goal. He likes to check inside, Merson. That may have possibly taken the deflection, although a goal kick has been given. Oh, there's George Graham, very animated now, talking to Stuart Houston, and the little nods, and they know what went wrong. Throw to Cambridge. Well, there's definitely a new bite about Cambridge in this second half. And Arsenal, at times at the back, do look a little bit rattled. Again, Fensom's long throw. That time they tried to find Chappell. And if Arsenal can break quickly, they're without one of their central defenders. This is Campbell, marked by O'Shea. Still Campbell, left foot. Well, it was too far wide of John Vaughan, and also too far wide of Michael Thomas. Check one way, then the other. And 2 or 3 yards wide of the far post. Not sure whether it was really a shot or a cross, and in the end it was neither. Adams leaving it for Dixon. Merson. Campbell. Merson. O'Shea in him quickly. Thomas kept it going forward to Winterburn. Appeals for handball came from the Cambridge support. Thomas. O'Leary. This is Dixon. O'Leary. Not often you see him popping up here, is it, David O'Leary? And O'Shea has to concede a corner. And O'Leary will stay forward. And he scored his first goal of the season recently against Crystal Palace. On the near post. Davis will take it. Adams! Bold, chipped up to the far post, Smith! Adams, it's 2-1 Arsenal. Now will they give that to Tony Adams? No doubt from his reaction that Tony Adams is claiming it. He might have had a shot earlier, and Bold chipped up to the far post to Smith. A good save from Vaughan, it wouldn't have gone in. Adams has scored his 4th of the season. A perfect return for Arsenal's 24-year-old captain. Put forward by Ledbetter. Oh, Taylor's got around O'Leary, and O'Leary tried to pull him back. Taylor! Fine save, Seaman. Dublin! It was blocked by Adams, I think, and it's a corner. Well, there was a brief moment there when O'Leary looked to me as if he was holding Taylor back. And it's happening all over the field. Philpott. Good tackle by Dixon. Well, John Taylor got away then. O'Leary was behind him, and it looked to me as though the Arsenal defender just tried to hold him back and then thought better of it. We've seen players sent off for the professional foul this season. It's a good stop with his legs by Seaman. Dublin really takes his time and gives it everything he's got, and it came off Adams for the corner. Free kick given. Kimball, the man penalised. Well, there's still 25 minutes left in this quarter-final tie. Arsenal with another throw. Dixon will take it. Smith. Came off Philpott. And Bowles jogged up from the back. And O'Leary and Adams had both stayed in the centre circle this time. Bowl looks for the back header, and he got it as well. Merson, who finally hoisted it over the bar. Well, George Graham has brought 2 trophies to Arsenal since he came here in 1986. The League Cup in 1987 and the Championship in 1989. Fensom will wind up for another deep throw. Bowles header, back to Fensom. First time. Philpott! Oh, he struck it well. And it might have taken a deflection as well off Lee Dixon. Applauding the ball. Prepared to hit it first time, and it did hit Dixon as well. And John Beck now on his feet. Has already produced a few miracles for Cambridge since he took over. He's got just under 16 minutes to pull this one out of the fire. And Cambridge looked for an offside, and that time Arsenal were wise to it. Philpott giving it to Dixon. O'Shea for Cambridge. Kimball. Followed by Adams. Kimball just caught the back of Campbell as he went through, but the throw has been given. Taylor took it neatly on his chest, didn't he? For Dublin. Philpott, left foot. Came off Bold. Cambridge have a corner. Well, it looked as though the ball by Taylor originally was intended for Dublin. I'm not sure whether he let it run deliberately, but it ran right through for Lee Philpott. And that was a good opening. And Arsenal are happy to scramble a corner. O'Shea will take it. And it's a crowded penalty area. And Ron Groves is just calling a player over to him before he allows this corner to be taken. He's having a word, I think, with Tony Adams. And now it can come. O'Shea looks. This is Wilkins, number 8. Watched by Davis. Strong tackle from Winterburn. Cambridge with the throw. And one or two of the tackles are stern, and that's what you'd expect when the prize for the winning team is a place in the FA Cup semi-final. Still 2-1 Arsenal. Fenson's long throw. Hooked away by Bold, only to Wilkins. And that'll be a goal kick. Arsenal appeared in the FA Cup final 3 years in succession, in 1978, 79 and 80. But their FA Cup fortunes since then haven't been too great. David O'Leary, of course, who played in all 3 of those finals. That goes out, it'll be a throw to Cambridge, and Campbell has made really good ground. O'Shea, or rather Chappell, I think, had given it up. Oh, good shot. Well, he deserves a lot of credit there, Kevin Campbell. Cambridge were guilty of jogging back for a ball that they thought was going to go out of play for a throw. Campbell thought otherwise, kept it in play. He beat Phil Chappell. And then a really fierce shot, which Vaughan has put behind for the corner. Merson has placed it carefully. And Arsenal haven't committed too many men forward. 2-1 ahead with less than 5 minutes to play. Happy to sit on that lead. O'Shea. Came off the heels. This is Dion Dublin. Offside. Well, that was a late decision. And this is the effort by Campbell. Good shot and a fine save by Vaughan. But of course it only needs a mistake. One break at the other end. And 2-1 may become 2-2. Kimball will take it. A minute left on the clock. This is Campbell for Arsenal. This is Paul Davis, the second half substitute. And there's a lot of space opened up for him. And for Merson on the left. Still Merson. Winterburn's with him. Chipped up to Paul Davis. Poor finish. Well, that would have wrapped it up, and it would have completed a happy afternoon for Paul Davis. Beautifully chipped up, almost a bunker shot, wasn't it, by Merson? And he had time to meet it on the fall and direct it better than that. A minute and a half of stoppages, and that was hooked forward by Dublin. Well, George Graham, writing in the programme today, says that the result at Liverpool last week was fantastic. And it certainly kept Arsenal on course for that little bit of history. Philpott has turned Dixon, and they're shoulder to shoulder as they have been most of the afternoon. Still Philpott, fouled by Davis, free kick. And will this be the last throw of the dice for Cambridge? It's a perfect position. Oh, they've got to take it again. They wanted to take it quickly out to Ledbetter. Ron Groves has called it back. Dublin's there. Chappell's come forward. 8 is Wilkins. Look how crowded it is. O'Shea will take it, the captain. Can they get a fairy tale finish? Adams won the header. Merson. Arsenal to break. Campbell rather. And the whistle goes. Arsenal are through to the semi-finals. 2-1 victors over 3rd Division Cambridge. And the talking point, well, will certainly involve Tony Adams. Did he score at both ends? He certainly appeared to get a deflection when Dion Dublin equalised in the 50th minute, but he more than made amends to get well forward and score after Vaughan had saved from Alan Smith's header in the 60th minute. And on his first game back here since the middle of December, a goal from Tony Adams has put Arsenal into the semi-finals of the FA Cup for the 17th time in their history. Arsenal well worth it. but Cambridge deserve the applause that they're getting, not only from their own fans, but from the Arsenal fans as well. George, you said in the programme notes that the result at Liverpool last week was fantastic. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, again, the result's fantastic. I mean, the most important thing is we're in the semi-final. I mean, it would be nice to do it with a lot more style and panache and probably win 3 or 4. We had the opportunity to do so because we had lots of chances. And I think their goalkeeper was their best player.
Well, I think we didn't do ourselves justice first half. There was a few harsh words said in the dressing room at half-time, and I wasn't happy with certain aspects of our play. I thought we was a bit short as far as desire was concerned and our quality of our balls forward and into the box. But I thought we more than matched them second half, and if truth were told, they were quite worried second half.
Now, are your thoughts, and I'm asking you seriously, are your thoughts turning at all to the double? I mean, people are saying Arsenal for the double, you're top of the First Division, you're into the FA. You've got to think about it.
Yeah, I think the media talk about it more than the people involved. We've got another 12 games to go in the league, 36 points. There's a lot of points to be won and lost. We're in the semi-final of the Cup. We're too professional to start sort of thinking in those terms.
But the destiny's in your own hands, isn't it?
Yeah, if we win every game, I think we've got a chance.
The bookies see it as 11-4 for the double now. Cambridge played well today.
They did. The first half, I think they were more overawed than lacking in desire, as John said. I think second half, getting the early equaliser, and they started to get more men forward into the penalty box, and they did match Arsenal for spells, and you know, it was a vital then sort of second goal. Tony Adams, of course, was the one man who got it.
He's had no trouble getting back in the big time, has he, after his layoff?
Well, it's done terrific. I mean, a lot of credit to him. He featured in a number of the incidents in this particular game. Here, Mike Cheatham's equaliser at the other end. As you see, Dion Dublin's foot, but it just comes off the top of Tony Adams' head and it loops it away from David Seaman. It's got to be something special to beat him at the moment. And then at the other end, he gets possession here, does exceptionally well, keeps his composure, you know, looking up to see what he's going to do with it, just lays it off short to Stevie Bould, who's going to be pleased with this deft chip. But look at Tony Adams there making up ground, and there's Alan Smith coming in at the far post. John Vaughan making a great save, but Tony Adams coming from the penalty spot, being more enthusiastic than anyone to get in on the rebound. And then on this occasion, John Taylor getting away from David O'Leary, suddenly remembered the professional foul, comes back off David Seaman, and then Tony Adams throwing himself in front of Dion Dublin. And as well as professionalism, did you spot the two Arsenal defenders on the goal line? I mean, I think when you think back of the number of goals they've conceded this year, to see two defenders when there's a scramble going on end up on the goal line just in case shows why they are reluctant to let goals in.
Sure, nobody wanted to draw against them, certainly. Well, now the only all-First Division tie of the quarter-finals, Norwich City against Nottingham Forest at Carrow Road. And Barry Davis was there.
The Norwich City side differs in two respects from that which removed the holders, Manchester United. Paul Blades has taken over at the centre of the defence in place of Ian Butterworth, who was injured then and has been unable to regain his place. And in midfield, Jeremy Goss, back from suspension, makes his 6th consecutive appearance. Forest continue with the side, which brought them through to this quarter-final stage by removing Southampton. This is their 8th match in the competition, and so far they've played 660 minutes of football. And the man in charge is last season's cup final referee, Alan Gunn. Although he's a replacement for this match, he should have been doing a Mid-Surrey Senior Cup between Haywards Heath Reserves and Ifield. A couple of curiosities. This is the first occasion that Nottingham Forest have played on a Saturday in this season's FA Cup competition. And it's the 4th time that Norwich City have played against a team wearing red. The goalkeeper is Brian Gunn. Chettle. Fleck has come out to the left. By and large, he is the only front player. But I think we might well see Dale Gordon pushing up at every opportunity. He got a good touch in there, and away was fouled. And it's offside. No, it's not. And they over-elaborated. There was a clear opportunity there, surely, for Sherwood. But they wanted too many passes, Norwich, instead of a dig at goal. throw again. Home side doing all the pressing at the start. Phillips. Well played by Jemson. Clough had to hold it up and used it well to Pearce. We've got a man over here. Well won by Blades. This is Ian Crook. Cracking pace at the start. No inhibitions whatsoever. Quality of the game may well be determined by how quickly the sides settle down. Norwich are warm to the task very early indeed. Terry Wilson, Keane, Charles. Gordon has come across to the left, as you can see. Phillips has gone to the right. Sherwood's long legs counting, and Crook. Fleck is given just offsides. Wasn't much in it. Crossley was quickly from his goal. Off. He was always going to win that, Brian Gunn. Had 20 minutes, no score in this First Division quarter-final. Phillips back on the left. Gets in the early cross. Fleck! It was blocked. Peel for handball, but it would have been very harsh. Walker was the body in the way. Well, Norwich trying a lot of things. They're not all coming off. They're not all being entirely orchestrated. There's the odd look from a player who wonders where the ball has gone. Fleck and Chettle together, and Chettle's touch produces the corner. Robert Fleck, who's scored in every round so far. Same combination. Goss and Fleck in the 6-yard area. This is Sherwood. Phillips. Blades. Just get the impression that Norwich said he wanted to take just half a pace off it, snatching things a little bit. Keane did well to let it run. Neatly robbed by Bowen, who looked up for Sherwood. The ball was just too long. Holston watched it well. Keane. Still Roy Keane. Feeling anxiety in the crowd, who remember that 2 of the 6 goals that went past Brian Gunn in the league match came from this fellow from 20 and 25 yards respectively. Chettle, Gordon. Came off Parker, who's really only been in the match as a defender. Fleck, not sure that dummy helped his side. Handball. Bowen was hopeful. Keane in the way. Charles, not a good header. Fleck. young Gary Charles really escapes his worst moment of the match so far, because it really was not a good header. If Fleck had killed it first time, that could have been very costly. Blades. Bowen. Strong header by Chettle, who's having a good game at the heart of the Forest defence. And a nasty bounce for Gunn. Gives Nottingham Forest their first corner. All their supporters are around where the kick is being taken. Charles, Keane didn't make it. Away by Sherwood. Really Forest's first threat coming just on the half an hour. That's too long for Chettle. Chettle again winning out in the air. Fleck let it run well, played it well, hit it not so well. And Gordon, who was making the run to his right, was very disappointed that he wasn't used. And he really should have been. Did a good job, Fleck, initially. But there was a good chance of a break on the right side. He went for the shot, which bounced so many times it wasn't true. Goalkeeper really had time to pick up the balloon as well. Fleck. Thought he was going to be given a free kick, but not so. Parker, Keane, Jemson, come to be seen by Crook. That was come to be seen by Charles. Jemson. Phillips. Fleck at the far post. Sherwood, it's too long. It's a good clearance by Pearce, with Gordon coming in behind him. Very well watched by the England left back. It's falling down a player coming in behind, and he met it on the full. Polston, neatly done. Crossley. Sherwood who challenged. It's been an area of criticism for Mark Crossley, taking the cross ball. Took that well. Furthest Brian Gunn has been, halfway inside his own half. Gordon and Pearce. Determination of Pearce. Results in the corner. But it's important, I think, for Norwich City that Dale Gordon seems to be enjoying the challenge every bit as much as Pearce. Jemson has come back. Down to Blades. Phillips! Blocked on the line by Charles. And Parker! Good heavens! Took a swing, completely missed Parker. And the ball died in the mud and sand. Interesting to see whether it would have beaten the post. It might have, but Charles had to play it. Came down to Wilson, who was quickly robbed by Polston. An extraordinary swing. John Polston resists the challenge well. Good cover by Parker, but a nice attempt by John Polston. Oh, he's got it back again. And Gordon, in a bit of space for a moment, doesn't find the best of crosses. Half the ground seemed to open up underneath him. There's an enormous divot there. Crook. Lovely play. Good strike, but wide. Nice, soft boot shuffle. Pulled it back, got it around Clough. Hit it well, but it was always going away from Crossley's goal. And we reach half-time. And it's 0-0. Norwich City having had the better of it. But many sides have said that against Forest in this cup run. Both have reputations, these two sides, for being second-half teams. Well, it's been busy, sometimes in the extreme, but so far it's fallen rather short of the hoped-for classic. And in a way, at least part of the reason for that is that sometimes the pace that Norwich have produced in midfield, which has certainly denied possession to the likes of Nigel Clough, has at times also worked against their own attacking ideas. And I'm not sure the long balls which are being won by Chettle are actually affording Norwich too much. Goss, a bit strong. Good tackle. Clough on Crook. Bowen. It's keen to put it out. It's a contest which needs a goal, I think, to open things out. Goss. Phillips, all back by one for Forest. Hit long, Sherwood. Gordon! Best chance of the match. Long ball from Phillips. Sherwood got up, challenged by Charles. Down to Gordon, who pulled it across the face. And his look says everything about that opportunity. Crosby. Rare occasion when the Norwich defence has been made to turn, and the corner comes as a result. Succeeded by Blades. Increase of volume from the travelling support from Nottingham. Chettle has come up. And Gunn misses it completely. The whistle has gone, though. The whistle has gone because the goalkeeper was challenged unfairly. Went up for the ball. The referee is looking in on this. Well, I wonder who actually was adjudged to have fouled him. Wilson then played it in, but the whistle had gone before the little nod over the line. This is Goss. And his failure to control the ball cost him everything. But they've given it away again. Gordon, good play. Searing shot across the face. Cut outside, went for the shot. Phillips was waiting there, as you could see. Jemson, just a foot in. David Stringer, the Norwich manager. At what point does he think about bringing on Roy Fox? It's a difficult decision, but things aren't going badly for Norwich. But they haven't got the breakthrough. And they're in trouble there. Keane with the shot. Keep it calm seemed to be the message from Nigel Clough. Youngster joining the men who have been hurried in this contest. But Polston realised he was in trouble. Nice little touch from Clough. There were two who might have been found. Instead of that, Keane blazed away. This time Jemson comes to challenge. And once more the goalkeeper's clearance is met by Chettle, and I do feel that Norwich have got to change that style. They've done it every time. Goss. Long way for Phillips to come, and he won't get there. Walker will. And in fact, he didn't need to. Maybe that's a lesson that Norwich could take. Crosby. Gordon has done his defensive chore. Jemson, Keane, it's in. The goal scorer being told to get on with it by the referee. And it's the first time in which Nottingham Forest have been in front. Hoisted ball, there was a problem for Polston. Found Jemson difficult, Jemson shielded it, and Keane reacted instantly, the shot coming round Crook. And Gunn could only watch it go by. Bowen wrestling the ball back. Fleck, Goss. Crook. Fleck again. Calverhouse, Gordon and Keane. Crosby, offside, Jemson. And the substitution is to be made. Royal Fox to be brought into the action. Perhaps a little surprising that the man is replacing is Ian Crook. Been struggling with hamstring injuries, Crook, and that could be a factor in it. But there's been no nonsense from Chettle. Royal Fox, who turned the match against Manchester United, his touch that put Gordon in for the winning goal. Can he do it again? Given away. Goss. Nice little play by Fleck again. This is Phillips. Fox! The chance was there. It's gone for the corner. Phillips takes, show it up, Fox again, and a little flick from Fleck doesn't bring the dividend. Fox, first of all, seemed to think that he would have the opportunity, trapped on the thigh, went for the shot, which he didn't get right at all, and a little flick too high. And again, Fleck. The corner. Everybody has gone forward except Gunn and Calverhouse. Phillips takes, met superbly well by Walker. Phillips again. Dale Gordon got up. Came off the defender. Off Sherwood, Blades, Wilson cleared. House happy to get a second chance then. Fox, Wilson once more, and Nottingham Forest are in the semi-finals. Brian Clough is just one step away from Wembley. Chettle, one of the men of the match, without doubt. It was a defender's day for Nottingham Forest. Chettle and Walker and Wilson in front of them. It wasn't an afternoon for the pretty passes. It was an afternoon when they took their chance, and Norwich City, who were the better side in the first half, didn't take theirs.
Well, they haven't had an easy ride for us. They played 8 matches to get that far. What was your view of their performance today?
Well, I think they defended well. It wasn't as good a game as I expected. A bit disappointed Norwich playing 5 at home like that. I mean, they had one or two
sides.
Yes, I expected it to be a bit more open. But when they had to defend, Forest, you know, got enough bodies back and had that little bit of luck with Gary Parker's one on the line, and then of course got the crucial goal.
Yeah, element of good fortune about it.
Well, I suppose you could, if you were being a bit harsh. I mean, unusual up and under. Nigel Jempson knocks the ball back well here. You see the shot though. Paul Blades probably, when he closes Roy Keane down and he hits the shot very well, thinks he's got goal side of him. And how often when the defender puts his leg out to block it, you get it go through his legs and it completely wrong foots the goalie because he doesn't see it till late, and it's a vital goal.
Good team to have in the semi-finals, though.
Yeah, good side. I mean, they didn't play as fluently as we've seen in a couple of the replays, but they're always likely to play some attractive stuff.
Now, here's the man charged with getting the other Nottingham club into the semi-finals, the manager of Notts County, Neil Warnock. A lot of interest in the city, I would imagine, Neil.
Yes, tremendous, really. They've done it the hard way, haven't they, Forest? But it's good for our supporters because they've not been there so often in the last few years. And obviously with Forest doing well over the years, it's created an enormous interest.
Yeah. Our man Albert tells me that it was in 1894 your club last won the cup, and you beat Forest on the way, and he's never wrong, Albert. So
that's right. Well, we're due one then, aren't we, really?
Now, what about your success? You got promotion last year. You've got a good chance of the playoffs. Here you are in the quarter-finals, chance of placing the semi-final. I suppose you've got tons of money in the club. You keep buying good players. Is that the...
Not really, no. We spend, the chairman lets me spend money, but we don't spend it stupidly. He obviously subsidises the club because we only get an average gate of about 6,500, 7,000, you know.
Yeah.
But super people, the supporters are good, and it's a really friendly club. On the playing side, we've done well. Mick Jones, my assistant manager, doesn't get much pushes like, but he's done ever so well. He came a year ago.
Was that Mick Jones who used to play for Leeds? And
no,
not
he's been confused before. He was telling me today about that, but that's another story.
Oh, right.
No, but he's done well, and he gets involved with the players as well. And we've really had a good year the last 12 months, and this really is the icing on the cake for us.
Let's just remind our viewers how you got past Manchester City in the last round, because a lot of people thought you
were... A little bit biased, your television coverage there.
Well, have a look at this again, and we'll get your view.
Teed up for Redmond. Oh, fine shot, great save. Quinn, a double save from Cherry. What a hero. Megson, blocked by Craig Short. Harper. Oh, hit the woodwork. And he's hit the post again, Niall Quinn. Oh. Turner chesting it down for Bartlett. He'll get there. Oh, Coton. And they haven't cleared it. Surely now. It's in. It's Gary Lund. It had to come, and it's fallen to Notts County. It's the 89th minute. Called by Ward. Cherry's come off his line. He's missed it. Redmond is still in play. Quinn off the woodwork. And away finally by Harding, I think. And it isn't going to be City's day.
Of course, they all said you were lucky. Well, I think we said you were lucky.
That's right, yes. I know.
And the goalkeeper had a miracle day and all that.
It did. The only difference was, Desmond, that we had a lot of chances, but we never even hit target, so Coton didn't have a chance to be a hero. But if we'd have hit target, I'm sure that he'd have been a hero that day as well. It was a tremendous game.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, you know, you've picked us. for your match.
Why do you think that?
Well, you've had that many 0-0 boring draws.
The 0-0s have got better. The last one wasn't boring. I
think you've picked one there because there's not much chance of our lads not conceding a goal. So there should be some goals tomorrow.
Actually, we've all had a few bob at 13-2 against the 0-0.
Yeah.
But you've got Gascoigne to contend with tomorrow, of course. As we look at the kind of skills that that he has shown throughout the season now, just tell me how you're going to handle, how your team will handle Mr. Gascoigne tomorrow, if he plays. I mean, it looks as though he will play.
I think he will play, yeah. I think most of his ability is natural ability. We haven't got anybody at the club really that can stop something like that. We're planning to put 3 men on him.
Oh, yes.
It'll leave us a little bit wide open elsewhere, but, you know, that's the way we're going to combat it. But super dribbling skills, and he's done a great header there.
You've got a boy called Paul Harding, who may be the man to...
That's right. It's a big thing for him. He's just come from Barnet. Barry Fry tells me he's the best thing since sliced bread, but Barry tells me that about everybody. And
when he's selling.
Yes, that's right. When he's selling. But he's looking forward to the job. He's a Lunder himself, and he's come into the game very late, 26, with David Regis, who's cup tied, and he's done ever so well. And really, it's a dream come true for him tomorrow. Sure.
Now, you're just round the corner from Mr. Clough, of course, up in Nottingham. What sort of relationship do you have with Brian?
I know he's there if we need him. He was my idol when I first started in management.
Is that right?
I would have liked to have seen him get the England job earlier on, but he obviously said the wrong things to the right people, or the other way around. Yeah. But he watches us train now and then, and I think it amazes him at times when we kick chunks out of each other. But overall, we don't really worry about Forest. We wish them well, and I'm sure they'd like ourselves or Tottenham in the semi-final in the next round. But I think it's just a good relationship we've got between the two clubs. There's no animosity, and we just get on with Notts County, and Forest take care of themselves, as you've seen.
All right. What do you think, Trev? Do you think County have got a reasonable chance tomorrow?
Oh, they've definitely got a chance. I mean, it's a great day for them, isn't it? Yeah. Big crowd, big club, nothing to lose. And one or two of the lads, I'm sure, sitting at home thinking tonight, I wonder if they're going to make a big name for themselves.
If they're sitting at home, where are your players tonight? Are they in a hotel?
Well, they're staying at home, yeah. The Draper, one of the Draper, I said to him, I'll say good night to him before I leave, like, and he said, well, if I'm in, boss.
Yeah, let's hope they are.
But I think they will be, yeah. I think they're all looking forward to it. They're a very good set of lads.
So you're back up to Nottingham now and then all come down together tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
Well, we hope it's a super game, and try and score a few goals for us, will you? We need them on the Sunday.
We'll
Neil,
do our best.
Thanks very much, Neil.
Thank you.
Trevor. Well, join us then tomorrow afternoon for Spurs against Notts County live. 2 teams have already booked their place. They're just 1 win from Wembley. Good night.
Davis will take it. Adams. Bowl chipped up to the far post. Smith. Adams. It's 2-1 Arsenal.
Jemison, Keane, it's in.